There we go.
Oop, that doesn't look good.
Nope. Perfectionist.
Somebody has to be. Not really. Yeah, that looks better. Does it? Yeah, that looks. That looks great. No snacks this week, man. I'm all snacked out.
You're snacked out?
Yeah. Actually, that really isn't center still. Need a little more you in there.
Aye.
There we go. Hi, Papa. That's better.
Aye. Did you get enough of me in there now? Aye.
Well, I could never really get enough
of
you.
As long as Aaron and I have an agreement. Okay. Oh, you got it. You got it.
I got it.
Well, I thought that I was comfortable, but now that you moved the table. All right, there we go. There we go. I've got it all shared. Let me see if I can pull up the live feed. So I Dub Thee Unforbidden. You dumbass. All right.
Been on a Metallica kick lately.
I see. You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas, it's the 422nd edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
Oh, this is Chris. Yeah.
And thank you so much for tuning in. I like that. I like the little macho right there. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching us live, that's awesome. Log into your YouTube account. That way we can, see you here on the live chat. You could chat along with us. So say hi, fact check, talk shit, whatever. I'll try to involve you as best as I can in the show. If you're not watching us live, that's okay. We can still interact with you on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. And I haven't touched the Twitter machine in a long time.
I haven't uploaded anything into the YouPorn account either.
Yeah.
So
at H Wrestling Radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris, what do we got today?
Okay. It's Saturday night.
It's Thursday.
It was Saturday night. Last Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday was last
You're
Saturday.
watching Collision.
Yes.
The show ends.
Yeah.
What's your first impression? What's your first takeaway when the show is over and you've just sat through 2 hours of AEW Collision?
Is today Wednesday?
No, Thursday.
No, but that was my thought on Saturday.
Oh. What? How do you come up with that conclusion?
Yeah, I was like, cool. This was a good episode of AEW. I don't need it to be on a Saturday.
Okay, so to follow up, what are you doing on a Saturday that's more important than AEW?
All kinds of shit. Sometimes you got stuff you gotta do. Weekend stuff.
It's being very vague.
Fun stuff. I don't know, whatever you young kids do nowadays. I don't always have to have.
I'm older than you. Just to make that clear.
Sounded just like Porsche. Yeah. Stuff. You got stuff. I don't always want to be home on a Saturday night. Right? But whatever. It was cool. It was nice. There were some matches that were really good. The stuff with Punk was cool. I have thoughts, I have feelings about Punk that I don't know how to
convey them.
Yeah, and I'm very confused right now.
You being the Punk guy.
Correct.
You pray at the altar of Phil Brooks.
Well, I used to.
You used to. You still do, but you used to too, said Mitch Hedberg.
No, not in that sense.
Okay.
But yeah, I used to. But remember, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago we talked about this. Is Punk coming back? And it is. What's going to happen? Why does he have his own brand? And we've been through this a lot, and I think I've been a little bit in the camp of, and I think I've even said it on this show that he might be a cancer to the locker room, right? I don't know if I want to see CM Punk more now. I don't know. And I don't know if it's worth it to make a second brand for CM Punk and the other troublemakers, right? Are y'all making a brand? Are you not making a brand? Is it not? Like what? I don't know. I feel.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I was there in person, and
you were there in Chicago.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah. Now the house was hot, and they were very pro Punk, but of course, because they're in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The high was almost stratospheric for me, and then there was a little snippet on Wednesday that the depth was deep enough to implode and die underwater.
Damn.
I'll get to that towards the end of the collision talk, but those 2 hours flew by.
Okay.
It was great to be there in person. It didn't feel like a 3-hour show. It didn't feel like a 2-hour show. It felt like, okay, this is it, huh? All right. And I got there at 6:50. And walked out the door about 9:10.
Okay.
9:08, 9:10. I didn't stay there for everything. I just meat and potatoes. That's it.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. It was a great show.
Erin in the live chat, welcome. She says, as someone who's never seen CM Punk until this weekend, I do want to see him.
Okay.
All right. That's fair.
So she's picking up the ball that you dropped.
I guess so. I mean, we always talk about the filthy casuals, right? Yeah. And how wrestling caters to them.
Yeah.
And
that one's only filthy like 3 days a month. Yeah. But still.
I digress, or he digresses. Anyways, yeah, I mean, if you are somebody that doesn't know who he is and then you saw what you saw, cool. I buy in too.
I think what won her over was post-match. There was a kid in the crowd that had a sign that said support LGBTQ.
Okay.
And he was in like the top 100s, and he waved him to come down, and security in the ring, and he said, "Hold the sign."
That's cool.
And I filled her in on the last time he was in Austin. He had the shirt with the ovary. He said, "Get your own." Didn't tell it what to do. So she's already like the blinders were already on. And pro Punk.
Man, this was making it even more difficult, right? Because I think I said it the last time we recorded. I think I said this: the summer of Punk damn near saved my life, right? Back in 2011, right? And I attribute a lot of, it's not the only factor, but a lot of me living as a straight edge person for forever to Punk, right? And he was very close to being the contender to actually dethrone Bret Hart as my favorite wrestler on the top of my all-time list. At the time in 2009 about 2009 to about 2012, 2013, he was my favorite active roster wrestler, right? But maybe not all time, but he was getting close, right? So I've had...
You sure it wasn't 2008? Because we went to WrestleMania 24 where Punk won the Money in the Bank the first time, and he was already on an upward trajectory.
Sure, we'll say 8.
Okay,
all right, whatever. We're splitting hairs here. The point.
We got plenty.
Yes. The point is, goddamn, I loved CM Punk. When he left, took his ball and went home from WWE, I was firmly in the camp Punk. When I heard the Colt Cabana, expose and the Z-Pack and all that stuff, I was like,
shit his britches on SmackDown.
Yeah, like I was very on Punk's side. And I was never for 8 years the guy that was like CM Punk. I was like that in arenas for maybe, I don't know, 3, but then eventually it was like, okay, he's not coming back. Y'all need to stop being stupid humanoids. Let's shut up and just enjoy what wrestling we do have, knowing that Punk will never come back. But now he is coming back. Cool. Now, as a Punk fan, I've always known that Punk is an asshole, right? Yeah. He's always been a bit of an asshole, but he's been, the way I understood it, an asshole for the people.
The voice of the voiceless.
The voice of the voiceless. He's not an asshole. He's my asshole, right? So I was always on his side, right? So when he came back to AEW, oh shit, I'll believe it when I see it. Oh shit, it happened. Oh shit, okay, cool. Part of the reason that made me motivated to go to fucking Las Vegas was to see CM Punk wrestle, right? And I did, and not every match that he had was the dog collar match, right? Dog collar match was great, but then he had plenty of matches that were him versus Hangman. Him versus Hangman in Vegas was not that good. Mm-hmm. So there was already a little bit in me that made me feel like, man, Punk might not be the guy that I knew back then in the ring.
Did you read the ESPN article?
Which one? No, probably not. No,
there was one that was released over the week about Punk, and he explained that match specifically.
All right.
So the week of, Hangman cuts the promo when he goes off the script. He goes shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
And so Punk's already a bit trepidatious. Right. And then there's actually a clip in this match where CM Punk's got his chest out and he's expecting a chop from Hangman. Hangman chops him in the mouth, chips his tooth. So he's already on the defensive, not knowing, was that an accident? Was this a shoot? Should I be worried about my own personal health and well-being here? Am I going to think this guy might be taking it on his own and taking in his own direction? And with that context, I know when we had this discussion post about that match, we both knew that there was a few fries short of a Happy Meal there. There wasn't completely, it wasn't all there. There was something off. And having him explain that part kind of makes more sense now in hindsight, having that information.
Probably. I mean, dude, I don't know. Like, leading up to Brawl Out, right? Leading up to Brawl Out, I was like, man, this has been a okay return for Punk. He hasn't set the whole world on fucking fire. But he's had some great promos, and I really enjoyed him enjoying the welcome back tour. Every promo he cut, it was like, oh man, I know I'm gonna get tired of saying this, but man, it's great to hear y'all. Yeah, he kept saying that for weeks, months, whatever, right? It was cool. But I felt like we never got out of those stages. Like, we didn't get out of the bricks yet. And then Brawl Out, right? And that was supposed to be MJF's time to shine. And MJF, he had his own little thing that made me think that the stuff with Punk may be a work. And which was at Vegas. MJF, after the show, he's gone. It's supposed to be a shoot. Oh man, where's he going? He's leaving on his fucking contract. This is a big deal. Oh, the dirt sheets and Sean, what was it, Sapp or Ross Sapp or whatever the fuck that dude's name is from Fightful or whatever. Ross Sapp. Oh man, he's got this inside scoop and I'm not like, Ross Sapp is getting worked. We're getting worked. He's not really going away. And then what happens? Lo and behold, at Brawl Out, he comes back. And he was the one that like orchestrated all this stuff so that he could get his moment to win the title. Like, that doesn't sound like all that shit was shoot. That shit sounds like it was work. But then there's people that are saying that it was a work that turned into a shoot and that's how they covered it up or whatever. But now with all this stuff with Punk, it's like, okay, was that work, shoot, or shoot work, or whatever the fuck you want to call it with MJF? Was that the test pilot for this stuff with Punk? Now, I think I saw somebody post on one of the wrestling groups that I'm in on Facebook say, what is the one conspiracy theory that you actually believe in when it relates to wrestling? And a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff about all kinds of crazy shit. That's mine. That the MJF thing was a work.
And it was a test.
And it was a test to see if they could pull it off of Punk. Okay. Now, I can't sit here and say that I believe that with 100% certainty. If it is not a work and it's a shoot, I still feel the way that I feel, where it's like, I don't know if I really want to see Punk on my TV screen, because I feel like he was the asshole in this situation that caused all of this, going off script with Tony Khan there, saying all kinds of stupid shit that he shouldn't be saying, and then trying to blame the Bucks and Kenny when they go to confront him. Now, should the Bucks and Kenny confronted him as EVPs? No. As wrestlers? Yes. Right? If they were boys in the back and they weren't EVPs, fuck yeah. Yeah, go back there and settle your beef like wrestlers do. They're talking, one-on-one. And hey, if it's going to come to blows, it's going to come to blows. We all know how to fight, right? So it's like, cool, yeah. So I'm kind of on their side. But there were assholes about it too. So, one asshole doesn't clean another asshole. It just makes everybody stink, right? So, that's why I'm just so torn. So the actual show, the actual promo, everything that he said, it's great, kinda. Tell me if I'm lying. You're lying.
Dang!
There was plenty of times when he brought up stuff that I'm like, no, man, that's the truth according to you from your side of the story, but we know you're a dick, dude. So yeah, you need to get off of your self-righteous high horse and be a little humble sometimes. But that's not what he wanted to do. But maybe it was because he was in Chicago and the crowd, no matter what he said, we're going to be 100% behind him. I don't know. And I was like, I'm still not convinced that I want to see him in the ring, because I don't know if we're going to get more of those hangman matches, or we're going to get more of the dog collar match. Right now, it's a little iffy. I can tell you for sure, I don't want to see Jeff Hardy in the ring at all anymore. Right? Where is that line with Punk? Because you and Arnold and Travis, y'all ridiculed the shit out of me for saying that the Undertaker should have hung it up after 20-0. Oh, you're not really from Houston. You don't like you don't like anything from Houston. You can't not like the Undertaker. Bitch, I was born and raised in Houston, man. I like Houston. Yeah, I don't like James Cooney Island. I think they're overpriced. And yeah, the Undertaker should have hung it up a long time ago. But I feel that way because I didn't want to see Undertaker past his prime. And I'm not sure if we're approaching very well past his prime CM Punk yet. We may have lost the years that would have been his prime. So, man, this is why I'm so confused, bro. I don't know how to feel. I am stressed. That match, okay, the six-man tag. Six-man tag was entertaining. It was good. It wasn't really that bad. But a six-man tag where the guy that everybody wants to see get the hot tag is spending 75% of the match holding the tag rope, waiting for the hot tag, doesn't really show whether or not that guy, and I'm referring to Punk in case you guys haven't figured it out yet, doesn't show whether or not that guy is ready to carry a one-on-one match for main event, right? A six-man tag protects you, right? Yeah. So he was protected in that match. He wasn't exposed. And I don't know what it's going to be like if we do put him in a match where he has the opportunity to be exposed.
I think as far as the match, I would have protected him. He'd been hurt twice in a span of 3 months. He got hurt twice.
And that's not an argument for Punk. That's an argument against Punk. Bro, he's brittle now.
Yeah. Do you think the tickets would have sold as well because they wound up filling up most of the joint. The floor was full. The bottom bowl was full. The middle bowl was full. The top bowl where I was sitting at was maybe 50% full. Right. And even then they scooted the entrance up a little bit so you couldn't completely fill it up the way it was when Punk first returned in that arena. But that's a lot of pressure for a dude that's been gone 10 months to come back and main event the debut show. Right. And if something were to happen, or if they were saying, you know what, he wasn't all that. It was just The story of that match was the tag team rivalry with FTR and Bullet Club Gold, and the time capsule being cracked open again. Yeah, that was Samoa Joe and CM Punk. Yeah. Just being in the moment for that, I felt like I was in 2005 again, 2004 again. As the young wrestling fan just soaking everything in. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. That's the equivalent of me watching Joe and Kobashi for the first time. Oh, yeah. Was me being there live to watch fucking Samoa Joe and CM Punk in the ring talking shit. Joe laying it in. What's my name? Yeah. What? You know? Goosebumps, man. We'll find out this Sunday because Punk is having a singles match. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. CM Punk aside.
Wednesday. I do want to say a little something about Wednesday.
Okay. We'll get there.
About Punk.
We'll get there.
Okay. I'll save it.
CM Punk does not make a whole 2-hour episode.
You're right.
He was in the ring for 15 minutes for that opening promo, and then he had about the last 25 to 30 minutes for that main event.
Yeah. So about
what'd you think of everything else?
40% of the show.
What'd you think of everything else?
I thought, wow, this is really great. I wish it was on Wednesday. Is it a good show? Yes. Is it can it be a good replacement for Rampage? It could, but you could have just put Rampage on Saturday and just called it Rampage instead of Collision. Or you could have just said, hey, we're having a special episode of Dynamite on Saturday, right? Because what made it a little bit different was that you saw a lot of people that you haven't seen on AEW for a while. You know, Miro, right? So, you know, of course, Punk. Yeah. So, like, since they aren't explicitly coming out and saying, we're having a brand split and these are the guys on this brand, I think it muddies the waters enough to where I don't really give a shit. And I don't have enough faith in them to have a second show or a B show because of the way that they've treated Rampage. Rampage was supposed to be a second show, a B show, or whatever. But it's really like a Z show. We don't watch it. You don't talk about it. I want to watch it. I want to talk about it. It's on Friday, and that's not as bad as a Saturday night, but still,
and I don't catch on the DVR.
It's still on the DVR, and I still don't watch it every Friday night. I watch Rampage every Wednesday, right? But they obviously put the nicer shit on Wednesdays. We could have squeezed this in on Wednesdays, so we're going to put it on Friday kind of stuff. And I'm wondering, especially looking at where they're going and where they're touring, this Saturday show seems like the first episode of WWE ECW. WWE ECW, oh man, we're going to put Chris Benoit on WWE ECW. It's going to be a new brand. It's going to be ECW. Oh God, big show. Okay, cool. But then it was like a nothing burger after a while. Like it wasn't like the third brand, a third show. Oh wow, this is really going to be competition, and Chris Benoit is going to carry the brand. And no, like none of that shit wound up happening. Yeah, the first one, boom, pomp and circumstance because it's the first one. But then it just fizzled down. And I'm wondering, and that's where my headspace is with this particular show.
Would you rather have a 3-hour Dynamite and no Rampage?
Yes. Ugh. The reason why, I'll tell you why.
Go for it.
I don't want another day on my calendar
for wrestling.
Well,
yeah,
right? Because I know.
So you're already there.
Yeah.
Might as well eat if you're at the table.
I guess. I mean, you can make the argument.
Even if you're the head of the table.
Yeah. Well, okay. And I guess that's what my problem with Collision. I don't want, because Saturday night is not. You got Monday on Raw. You got Dynamite on
You got
Wednesday.
NXT on Tuesday. You got Dynamite on Wednesday. You got Impact on Thursday.
Jesus
you got
Christ.
SmackDown on Friday.
And now Collision on Saturday.
Pay-per-views on Sunday.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views on Saturday.
What the fuck, dude? Like, no, man. Let me have a day to fucking play Diablo 4, man. Jesus.
How is Diablo 4?
Oh, I love it. If I could get to fucking play it.
What level are you on?
I'm level 32.
Already?
Yeah.
Dang.
But just on one character. I know motherfuckers that are level 100 on 5 characters. Bro, I have my one little necromancer that I don't have fully geared up yet. I'm on level 32.
Damn.
Aaron, how's your Diablo 4 going?
Oh, she hasn't got it yet.
I thought you
did. Man, we've been pulling up to like a half a dozen different places. Like, man, I'll buy it online. But then my online ID is weird, and I can't trouble buying it. Should I buy a physical copy, or should I get the digital and it stays on when I upgrade to PS5? Oh, when are you going to buy me my PS5? Oh, you said you're going to buy me PS5.
Oh, dale.
Yeah. So
no, I don't need a Saturday show.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's all.
So,
was it a good show? Yeah. Will it continue to be a good show? I hope so, but I doubt it will, especially with it being a Saturday night show.
The thing with Collision's a double-edged sword.
She said, Chris is making me spend money in other areas. Yeah. I don't want to know.
I mean,
you could tell me later.
Have you used a sex swing before?
Does it look like I have?
More like the wheelbarrow.
That's not a load-bearing wall.
Collision's a double-edged sword because it's essentially the Dynamite show I wanted. It's matches. It's shit taken seriously. It's 1% outside of the ring, and then everything goes back in the ring. The commentary is slow. They take their time. They describe moves. They lay out when they're supposed to fucking shut the fuck up. Instead of Excalibur pretending to be the old Micro Machine Man. Like, no, that's exactly the kind of show I wanted Dynamite to be.
Nigel and Kevin, they're both really good.
Yes, they are. They've had a rapport from Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Aaron just sent a winky face.
It was the show I wanted.
But see, you can still have that show with the words Dynamite. Just get rid of Excalibur and Shivani and just put in
the reason. No, I have to accept as a wrestling fan that works at a bank. Yeah. That the reason Rampage exists is because they're getting paid $500,000 an hour for that programming. Yeah, and they're not going to turn that down. Yeah, so it's up to you if you want to watch it or not. Yeah, but it exists for a reason. I have to accept that.
Yes,
I have to accept that.
We both need to accept that.
It was very telling that every segment on that show had ex-WWE people. CM Punk, ex-WWE guy. Buddy Matthews against Andrade, both from WWE. Luchasaurus and Wardlow had Christian Cage directing traffic and Christian Cage celebrating. Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale against the Outcast. Where'd the Outcast come from?
Yeah.
If you want to break it down a little further, the main event, the 6-man tag, CJ Parker was in NXT developmental before he became Juice Robinson in Japan. Before we talk about CM Punk, Samoa Joe, and FTR.
Right.
It bled WWE through and through. Mm-hmm. And Wednesday is when it sank like a rock, where CM Punk cut that promo in the ring. Was like, I'm a Collision guy. I'm not even supposed to be here. I was like, don't fucking make this a fucking thing. Fetch is not going to happen.
And that's what I wanted to bring up earlier that you were telling me, no, we'll get there. So guess
we're
what?
Here.
Now we're here.
Go for it.
Yeah. Are you going to be a separate brand or not? If you're going to be a separate brand, just fucking say that you're a separate brand. And if you're going to be a separate brand, not on the first fucking night are you going to go ahead and blur the lines across the streams?
Because
right?
even that collision,
I'm not even supposed to be here. Well, that bitch don't be here.
The collision tape, the 30 seconds, had no Elite, had no Hangman, had no Bucks, had no Omega, had no Jericho. So this is like this is like the Democrat show, and then the other show is the Republican show. It's like you get all the crazy asses on Wednesday, and you get the people that know what the fuck they're doing on Saturday. But then all the other stuff started popping into my head. It was like, fuck me, bro. CM Punk has a belt, so Collision could have their own champion.
Right. So is it going to be a separate brand? If it's going to be a separate brand, okay. You know why? I'm used to it, but actually fucking stick to it. What is WWE fucked up with the brand split more than anything else in the last, I don't know, half a decade? That the brand split is a brand split, and that these are the Raw wrestlers and these are the SmackDown wrestlers, except, they just keep going back and forth. And where the point where I don't even know who the fuck is on Raw, who the fuck is on SmackDown. They're all just WWE guys. Back when Raw and SmackDown was really a thing and they really kept the line separated, you tell me, hey, who's a great SmackDown superstar from that era?
SmackDown 6.
Yeah, you got Ray, Edge, Cena,
Eddie,
Taker, Eddie,
Batista,
King,
yeah.
And then who did you have over on Raw? Well, you had Orton, Triple H. Flair was over there. RVD. Yeah, you had you knew your Raw guys and you knew your SmackDown guys, and they were separated. And your mashed potatoes didn't touch your macaroni, right? Like it was just on the other side of the plate. And when they did come together, oh God, that was special.
Damn,
oh man, what happened? Oh God, what's gonna?
Corral.
But you fucked that up so bad in the last half a decade to a decade that I don't even like. Why do you even have a draft?
And here's my need to pick.
And I'm sorry. The last point on this is that if AEW wants to be better, then if they're going to have a brand split, then they need to stick to the fucking split.
Dial that back a couple of steps.
Sorry.
Because
I'm really fired up tonight. I'm sorry.
Sorry. So the one thing Eric Bischoff ever got right was he sat his ass in front of the TV and noted every single thing that was different from that he could do that was different from WWE, and made WCW Nitro undefeated for 83 weeks in a row.
Right.
Weren't we sold on the concept of AEW that they were going to be anti-WWE, that they were going to be different from WWE, that they were going to be a sport, that they were going to take things seriously?
Wrestling, not sports entertainment.
Yes. So why are they trying to pull a WWE show on the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they? The one thing that you shouldn't be is doing what WWE is doing. And the last thing that fans have been wanting for the last 5 years was a brand split in WWE. And that's what we've been force-fed again after they merged all these titles.
They're force-feeding us a brand split that they're not even sticking to.
Exactly. 1 week, AJ lost to Seth Rollins at the Saudi show. And that Monday, he showed up on Raw and it was a triple threat.
Bro, we're talking about Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days. 5 days, not even a whole week. And you already have Punk and FTR showing up on the Wednesday show and then saying, oopsie, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, bro, you got to establish the rules before you can break the rules. You have to have 4 walls before breaking a 4th wall means something, right? Like, God damn, why is this concept so hard? So are you doing this brand split? Or are you not doing the brand split? Is he going to have a title in that fucking sack and he's just going to take it out and declare himself the fucking champion? Or is he not going to do it?
What'd you think of Wednesday? Are you ready for Forbidden Door?
Yes and no. So I this show, HWR, we've historically been for the most part pro AEW, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not anti WWE. Not because we want to be anti-WWE. A lot of times we wind up being anti-WWE because that's just how we really feel. But I try to give both sides a fair shake. All that being said, before we move on too far, I do want to highlight something from AEW programming that I thought was really, really good.
Go for it.
Adam Cole, baby, versus MJF.
The 30-minute title match, eliminator match.
Yeah. It's my match of the week pick. I thoroughly enjoyed this match.
Let me ask you something before we go any further.
Okay.
Did you know where there were 15 minutes left?
No.
Did you know where there were 10 minutes left?
No.
Did you know where there were 5 minutes left?
No.
30 seconds.
Nope.
10 seconds.
Nope.
5 seconds.
Nope.
That's the only reason. That's my only nit to pick.
You don't like that?
I need to know this. Every New Japan does it with every match. Even AEW with their Iron Man matches or with their they have that. So you have something to build anticipation to.
Yeah.
Not like what the fuck? They didn't tell me this was 30 minutes. What the fuck just happened?
You dislike that. I loved it.
That has to be the equivalent of a girl getting it put in the ass and not realizing it was going up there. Like, what? Ow. No, that's weird. Warn me first that it's going in there. Spit on it or something. No, how is there not? How are you going to go to a 30-minute time limit draw?
You hear that, Aaron?
Don't know what she knows. If you don't know what the fucking time is.
So, I loved it. And the reason why I loved it is because anytime that we do know, you just give away the ending. You're going to a 30-minute draw. If they make a thing of it, if like halfway through the match are like 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, like, oh shit, we're going to a draw in here.
That's why
the fact that they didn't say it and they just surprised us with it. Oh fuck! Oh, it's been 30 minutes. Oh shit, they really did that. I loved it. I loved being surprised.
That's why you have to have more matches end at the 28-minute mark or the 29-minute mark.
Okay.
This happens a lot. This happens enough in during the G1 climax where Omega beat Okada in that third match with like 60 seconds to spare because he had to go fucking bananas to go knock this dude out and get the 3 count. So you can build anticipation, get a little anxious, get a little nervous, like, oh my god, get invested in it. You're just watching the match for how it is. Oh, this is cool, this is a nice little spot. Oh, what a fucking move. And then all of a sudden ding ding ding. I was like, what? There's no anticipation, there was no build. I
like the surprise. So I'm kind of the camp of, if you are going to do time limit draws, you should always announce your time limit or never announce it. If you don't announce it, you don't have a time limit. When you sometimes announce it, that gives away the ending, and I hate that. Even as a commentator and a ring announcer myself, if somebody comes and tells me, hey bro, make sure that you announce that this is a 20-minute time limit. Why, are we going to a draw? Yeah. Great. Why am I not announcing that for all the rest of the matches on the card?
You should.
Exactly. You should. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. So all the other matches on the card, you should say this is a 15-minute.
AEW does that. To their defense, AEW does that for title matches.
For title matches.
Yeah.
But not for these. Well, this was a title. Well, it was an eliminator match, right?
Yeah, it had implications.
So it should have, and this is why I liked it, because I wasn't force-fed. I wasn't spoon-fed. Hey, 15 minutes left. Hey, 5 minutes left. But I should have known because it was a big match that they did. So that's why I loved it.
Okay. Yeah. I've got some match of the week picks.
Okay. Lay it on me, buddy.
Some nominees.
Yes.
Let's go back a couple more weeks.
Okay.
Kevin Owens against Gunther on Raw.
Yes, agree. That was a good-ass match.
Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest on Raw. Title defense.
Yes. Oh, I remember after that match, I said this was probably the best Priest match I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That match is probably going to open up eyes maybe 2 years, 3 years down the road, if not sooner-ish. That's a world champ right there.
See,
Priest.
a lot of people, I'm suspecting here because I don't work at WWE, but a lot of people, I think, have given Priest kudos for how professional he was working with Bad Bunny and doing all the promotional stuff, right? So I've seen that they gave him, like, after he was done with the Bad Bunny stuff, they gave him a little extra shine. They gave him a little extra match. They put a little extra paprika on his storylines, right? But he hadn't had a match like that, where it was, hey, this isn't like, hey, you're doing the right thing for the company, where it was like, oh shit, this guy can really go.
I think Bad Bunny was the first match in Backlash where people were actually looking at Priest like, okay, he made Bad Bunny look a whole lot better than he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And then he went up in there with Seth. I was like, damn, they made each other look good.
Yeah.
So we might need to keep our eyes open. And he's in the Money in the Bank match, which we'll get to next week.
Right.
But Priest has really been showing out.
Yeah, he has.
A lot of people are noticing that. You mentioned earlier MJF against Adam Cole. I would say for the nostalgia, the 6-man tag from Collision, but damn, dude, Buddy Murphy and fucking Andrade El Idolo.
Oh yeah,
that was a fucking good story within the match.
I know that I had it on, but I wasn't paying attention to that match enough.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
And this is another example of you having it on but not paying attention. Seth Rollins and Braun Baker last Tuesday.
Yeah,
it was legit good.
Okay.
It was really good.
I was sitting there. It was on the TV, but I was just playing on my phone doing God knows what.
You should have just been playing Diablo then.
I should have.
Yeah.
But the other people in the house wanted to watch the damn thing. God damn. Can't get the TV to myself.
Let's get into this weekend. Collision. CMFTR and Ricky Starks against the collective Bullet Club Gold, which is Jay White, Juice Robinson, the Guns.
Are the Guns really in Bullet Club Gold?
Yes.
Since when?
Since Jay White, Ricky Starks, and the Gun Club interfered and caused Ricky Starks to win, and Jay White won.
You mean Wednesday?
Last Wednesday. Not yesterday. A couple weeks ago.
No, that I don't think they're officially in Bullet Club Gold. And that's what I've been waiting for, right? I've been anticipating it. Aaron says, "I'll get it. I'll get Diablo." Good. Put on crossplay because I'm on the Xbox. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I've been anticipating. I want to know if they are going to be in it, and I don't mind that I don't know yet because I feel like it might be a little bit of a slow burn, or it might be a swerve. I don't know, but I really would like to see that become a thing, and I kind of want Bullet Club Gold to be a thing. And not just the tag team of Rock Hard, Juice Robinson, and Switchblade Jay White. If it's just them and they're just calling themselves Bullet Club Gold, it'll be like, meh. But if it's like AEW's version of Bullet Club where they're getting more and more and more members and like, oh shit, now they're like something that you have to reckon with now.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. So it's like these guys and like, I don't know, the Elite and the fucking Blackpool Combat Club got to like team up to take them out. That'd be interesting.
Especially with New Japan this weekend. We can get some Bullet Club New Japan people going back and forth.
Yeah. So I've been waiting for that. That's why I was like, when did that happen? Did that happen last night? Because I don't think that happened last night.
Not last night, no.
Yeah. Okay, good. That is the thing that I'm more intrigued for this match. Yeah, I get it. This is the match with Punk. But I really want to know what the fuck they're going to do with this Bullet Club Gold stuff.
Number
7. I got Punk's team of winning.
I'm at an 8. I will eat some crow.
Okay.
Jay White coming into AEW as a former three-time New Japan World Champ.
Yeah.
Or New Japan Light Heavyweight Champ.
Yeah.
New Japan US Champ. Not immediately in the main event title scene I felt was a disservice. They sign a lot of top talent AEW has. They're filling their toy box with a lot of good shit. But I felt Jay White was one of those guys that should have been elevated to the top.
Right.
Regardless of who's a heel or babyface champion right now, it should have been fucking Jay White should already be in that mix.
Yeah.
But watching him and Juice in the ring with CM Punk is like, all right, you can't really get any higher than that. Mm-hmm. And it's working. And I want to see more of it. And they're giving it to me because they're running it back again. So I'm at an 8. And this is the best I've seen both of them. Juice Robinson also. He looks.
Oh, yeah.
Juice fits in, man. He fits in well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be a real goofy character that he was going to be portraying.
Rock hard.
Yeah. Like, all right. But it's, while there's still a little bit of goof to it, rock hard Juice Robinson, like, there's still a little bit of goof there. Yeah. I think the presence of Switchblade evens it out a little bit to where they're not just quite as goofy. There's like the guy that's a little bit goofy, but he's still crazy with like the other
serious guy,
menacing serious guy.
Yeah.
And that's why I want them to round out Bullet Club Gold a little bit more, because maybe this will be the resurgence of Bullet Club that we in the States have needed. I know Bullet Club never really went away in Japan, but even then I feel like the popularity was just never what it was maybe 4 years ago.
And COVID was a big black eye.
Yeah. Now, I don't think we can just blow right past this match without talking about Punk. I know we talked about Punk for like the first 30 minutes of this show.
You did.
Well, touche.
Willingly.
Here's another match that I don't want to see Punk in, because if a 6-man tag protects you, an 8-man tag can really protect you.
Yeah.
And why the fuck are we sticking Ricky in this?
Ricky's got beef with Jay White.
Understood.
And Robinson.
Okay. I want to see way more from Ricky, and I don't want Ricky necessarily being the punching bag of Bullet Club Gold, because I want the world for Bullet Club Gold, but I also want the world for Ricky. And if it's just Ricky versus this stable that's probably going to grow, I don't want him by himself, but I also don't want him with Punk because he's going to be overshadowed by Punk. I think they're hoping that Punk is going to give Ricky the rub.
That's what I was about to say.
But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Punk is going to overshadow Ricky.
It's not about the rub. It's about
that's Aaron.
What a pinch. It's about the exposure.
Yeah.
So if you're a tag team with CM Punk, the guy that gets the most ratings on Saturday, and the guy that won Bill Phil, I guess, the fans that want to cheer CM Punk are going to cheer for Ricky Starks.
Okay.
And the fans that want to boo CM Punk are going to watch to boo CM Punk, and they're going to see Ricky Starks there. And they'll make up their mind if they at least like Ricky, or if they're going to boo him because he's with CM Punk. So just like the Bullet Club kids are getting the rub for working in an 8-man with a guy like CM Punk, that's got to do wonders for Ricky Starks also. I don't see Ricky Starks joining CMFTRS for Starks.
Yeah.
He's just part of the 8-man.
Well,
but it's good
because if
he gets to main event. He gets to be in the main event in an 8-man tag on Collision.
To that point, the last little point there that you made, if this is going to be Bullet Club Gold and they're growing, they're going to get the guns and they get even more people in there. NWO versus WCW wasn't a collective of WCW versus, it wasn't a 11-on-11 football team. It was the conglomerate of NWO versus this guy and that 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 guy, divide and conquer. And then at some point, all of those guys knocked their heads together and were like, well, maybe we should team up. Yeah. But they were all, for the most part, individuals, and that's why they fucking dominated. And that's kind of what Bullet Club was in New Japan. It was the Bullet Club, united front. This is all of us. We're this menacing gang, and we're going to take you all out individually and divide and conquer. Yeah. Right? That's what it needs to be in AEW. Bullet Club Gold just keeps growing and growing and growing. And then you have the WCW or the AEW guys, not as
which are ex-WWE guys.
Yeah, I know. Not as a team, but as individuals that are getting over themselves.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully everything that's trying to go according to plan for Ricky goes according to plan. But man, there's got to be a lot of ifs to happen for that to happen.
I'm at an 8. I've got the good guys winning.
Okay.
Shane Strickland against Hiroshi Tanahashi.
5.
Okay.
And I think the reason why I'm at a 5 is more for Shane Strickland.
I was gonna say 6. I'm gonna say a 6. It's cool to see Tanahashi wrestle a new guy.
Okay.
Especially one from the States.
Yeah.
And this isn't a negative, it's just father time. Tanahashi is on the downswing of the bell curve.
Yeah.
And Strickland can probably idle at 9,000 RPMs more than Tanahashi would.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to slow down a lot. Hopefully Tanahashi doesn't speed up in an attempt to try to keep up and maybe hurt himself and risk the main event against MJF that we'll get into in a minute. But to see two guys never wrestle each other before, at least I haven't seen them wrestle.
Wait a second. Back up. Is he pulling double duty?
Well, he's working Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Wait. Forbidden Door is 2 nights?
No, Forbidden Door is Sunday. Collision is Saturday. Remember? Collision's on Saturday.
Yes, we're talking about Collision. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Collision Saturday in the same arena where Forbidden Door will be on
we're not
Sunday.
talking about Forbidden Door yet. No. We're talking about Collision.
Yes.
That 8-man tag match is on Collision.
Yes.
Not okay. Yeah,
yes.
I'm with you now.
Got you.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is your brain. This is your brain on Texas. Any questions?
This flower is a wilted.
I have vapors. Hiya. I got Tanahashi winning.
Oh, of course. Yeah, Tanahashi.
Yeah. Sunday. Forbidden Door. Knee.
Okay, now we're getting to Forbidden Door. All right.
Quarterfinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Mm-hmm. Satoshi Kojima from New Japan Pro Wrestling against CM Punk. Are you been all over the place with CM Punk tonight? Are you fine with this match, or are you buying into the hoopla of the internet of the neckbeards out there saying that there's rumor that there was supposed to be Punk and fucking Kenta, and Punk backed out? He didn't want to do the work with Kenta or didn't want to do anything with Kenta, and now we got Punk versus Satoshi Kojima, who in his own right, he's a pretty competent wrestler. He's great. He's good. But he doesn't have that name value that that time capsule like Joe and Punk. There's not that. What would you do if you saw Kenta and see a Punk in the same ring at the same time, kind of thing?
I wasn't even thinking about it until right now that you said it about Kenta. I know that it was a rumor, but for me, maybe I just wasn't paying attention to enough. For me, that was a far-fetched Hail Mary rumor and not a, oh man, this almost really fucking happened and it's bullshit that it didn't. Like, it wasn't that kind of rumor for me. So you bringing that up, maybe like, oh yeah, that was a thing. No.
Okay.
Punk Kojima. Can I ask you this? This is quarterfinals.
Yes.
Is the entire tournament at Forbidden Door?
No. You have matches on. You have, I don't know all the matches. Dynamite, you get speaking of time capsule, fuck me. Roderick Strong against Samoa Joe.
Okay.
On the same side of the bracket that CM Punk Kojima. Jay White versus Ricky Starks. And somebody else in the top of the bracket, I forget.
So, that colors my thought of this match a little bit better. So my thought of this match is it's Forbidden Door. So of course you're going to have, a New Japan guy versus an AEW guy. That's going to be a given in this tournament. That's going to be pretty cool. Since these are going to be on different, the whole tournament isn't on one night. I don't think Kojima is going to be able to commit to all of those dates, right?
Yeah. So
I think it's kind of obvious because of that. And also kind of obvious that it's CM fucking Punk that he's fighting. That's the most expensive toy in the toy box that Tony Khan has. So, yeah, he's going to do as much with that toy as he can. So, I think it's pretty obvious that Punk is winning.
Yeah.
The match might be good. But again, I want to see if CM Punk is going to rise to the occasion and be the CM Punk of old, or if he's going to get exposed.
Does that matter in a quarterfinal match? He's not main eventing. He might not even open the show. It'll probably be somewhere in the middle as like a 15-minute.
I'm still interested. I'm still interested to see what's going to happen with Punk in the ring. Yeah. So
but does it matter if it's not a 5-star match? If it's just the quarterfinals, you have the prospect of Joe in the semi.
I'm not expecting
Roddy in the semi.
I'm not expecting it to be a 5-star match. Okay. I want it to just not be a botch fest.
Got you.
Right? I want it to be a solid match, and that's what I'm looking for. Is Punk at full Punk speed, or is he at half, or is he at like
Crystal
Pepsi 3/4? You know, like what kind of Punk are we getting after?
2 6-man tag matches.
Yeah, tag matches, and after 8 years and then 1 year away from wrestling. Yeah. You know, like okay, let's see. That's what I'm more interested in on that side.
So it's obvious Punk's winning this.
Obvious Punk's winning it.
Gotcha.
So that lowers my expectation number a little. I don't even know if I gave a number. Did I give a number?
No.
6. 6. You?
Yeah,
6? Okay. Let's move
This
on.
got leaked from the Rampage, I guess.
Okay.
Apparently Adam Cole is gonna fight Tom Lawler, filthy Tom Lawler from New Japan.
Okay.
Don't have to give a number. It's just
yeah. I don't know much about Lawler, to be honest.
He was a big deal in MLW when he was their champ for like a year and a half as a cowboy babyface, and then he went heel, and I'm guessing he's sticking with it. But some people just don't pull it. Like you can't really believe him.
Yeah, I don't know that guy at all. And he's taking on Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki's son against Sting, Darby Allin, and a mystery opponent. Let me get your water while you marinate and tell people what your number is.
I'll give you a number. The number is going to be 7.
Gotcha.
I think Sting and Darby are winning this with whoever their partner is. And I guess the big interesting thing to do is, well, who's it gonna be? You know, who's gonna be that partner?
Who's
right?
Gonna be?
I don't know. I've been trying to think. Well, who is it from Japan that has beef with Jericho? I don't think anybody really has beef with Sammy.
Suzuki.
Yeah. But my thought was gonna be Stone Pitbull.
Mm-hmm. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
It's not him.
It's not. So I was like, well, fuck, who? Bro, I'm coming up blank. Maybe it's because of my lack of New Japan knowledge. This would be a perfect time for Hector to chime in the live chat.
Dude, if he hadn't already retired, if you would have brought back fucking the Great Muta for this. Sting, Darby, and Muta.
God damn, versus Jericho.
And Suzuki.
Yeah.
And Sammy.
Yeah.
I would think that it would have to be someone with some heft to him that can hang with Suzuki physically. So I'm gonna roll the dice and say Shingo Takagi.
Okay.
Yeah, Shingo against Minoru.
Okay.
Shingo against Jericho. Shingo will eat Jericho out and spit out studs.
Oh my!
Yeah, it's not even a fucking contest.
Yeah.
It'd be a great rub for Shingo to work with Sting.
What about Cobb?
Cobb's more of a heel though.
Yeah.
He's in the United Empire group with Ospreay and Aussies.
So the thing is, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that there's anybody in Japan that would be a face that has that same quasi-gothy aesthetic as Sting and Darby.
Tai Chi, maybe? Because he wears that half face mask when he's like doing the American Idol pretending singing shit.
Okay.
But you're right. There's not. Evil's a heel in Bullet Club. Evil might have worked if he was.
But he's in Bullet Club.
He's in Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Who else? There's not a lot of faces that do the Sting, Undertaker, Gothic stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Now that's
why I'm leaning. That's why I'm leaning towards Shingo.
That's if it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to be somebody from Japan. It could be not a Japanese guy. It could be another dude from the AEW roster, but that seems kind of whack considering this is Forbidden Door, and you have a New Japan guy on the other side of the ring there.
Yeah, think I'm betting my money on Shingo.
Okay.
Yeah, my yen's on Shingo.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Shingo.
I'm more than okay with Shingo.
Yeah.
Shingo and
I love Shingo Takagi.
Sammy will be a nice pinball.
Yeah.
Will complement Shingo very well.
Yeah.
Assuming it's Shingo, I'm at an 8.
Okay.
I can't boom word to Grandpa without him showing up in my nightmares. And there's going to be a lot of moments where the fans are going to go home happy. Give the heels one. Have Jericho squeak one out and show Sammy, look, this is why you should still be with me.
Oh, wow.
And continue that.
Wow.
And have Jericho beat Darby or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you can still continue. Because the money, I'm guessing the money in this instance would be
Jericho Sting event.
Jericho versus Sting at Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
At All In.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can twist that off to where Sammy cost Jericho the win, and then we get Jericho versus Sammy at All Out the next week in Chicago. So you're setting up like both. You're setting up the 2 shows with that story.
Yeah.
You know,
man, you don't think that Shingo could be the one that takes the loss? Because I know you said Darby, but what if it
could be Shingo too?
Yeah, because it's not his territory. I don't think he'll go back to Japan, disgrace that he lost in a fucking 6-man tag.
Yeah. Do you got the faces winning, or you got the Suzuki Guns?
I like the Suzuki Guns idea.
Yeah.
Let Jericho win. Yeah.
Further the plot.
Yeah, I like it. I like the idea. It furthers the plot with Sting and Darby, and it also furthers this stuff with Sammy and Jericho.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Blackpool Combat Club, Moxley, Claudio, Yuta, Shooter Umino from New Japan, and Konosuke Takeshita. The Elite, Hangman, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Buckaroos, and 2 mystery slots that were filled last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii.
On paper,
I would have rather had Ishii team with Sting, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'm not going to complain if it's Shingo.
So maybe, again, this might be my lack of New Japan knowledge, but is there a connection there between Eddie and Ishii?
It's a rivalry out of respect. They wrestled twice last year. They had the Philly show, the New Japan show in Philly, where they beat the ever-loving fuck out of each other. And then they ran it back last September at All Out on the 0 hour and beat the ever-loving fuck out of each other again. So he doesn't trust him, but he has an actual fighting spirit kind of respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that kind of helps me a little bit.
Bushido.
Okay.
Between Kingston and Ishii.
Yeah. That definitely helps me a little bit because while on paper I'm like, ooh, Ishii's going to kill somebody. While I like that, I
hopefully it's Yuta.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was like reason for it. It seemed a little random because I wasn't aware, right? And I'm already hesitant of just seeing Eddie on my TV at all.
And You've never liked Eddie.
I've never liked Eddie. Yeah. I still don't like Eddie. And it's like, okay, he's gonna team with the Bucks.
You almost personify Eddie in a way.
I know. He's gonna team with the Bucks and Hangman. Why? Because he dislikes Claudio that much? Yeah,
and Moxley for choosing Claudio over Eddie.
Well, no, he still likes Moxley. He was trying to reason with Moxley. He was trying to get Moxley to see his side. It's like, bro, you made me. Like, so you're gonna team with the other guys that you don't like? Like, bro, man.
He reasoned with him last week. Last night, he made it clear that the line in the sand was drawn.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. It's like
you're really stressing out,
bro. He's. I don't think Moxley could trust him. I don't think, of course, Claudio can't trust him. The Hangman and the Bucks can't trust him. The Hung Bucks, they can't trust him. Like, what the fuck? Like, why is he just, no, get this shit out of my sandwich.
It's the pimentos in the loaf.
I'm at a 4. I would have been at like a 6 or a 7 for this. But I'm at a 4. Like, it just fucking shit up. I would have much rather have had the Hung Bucks and fucking Ibushi.
No, you know what I would have rather had?
Okay.
I would have had the Good, the Bad, and the Hungy and the Bucks. Because they've been playing it on TV also. Like, what about your friends, the Dark Order? We were your friends too. And you haven't been spending time with us.
Yeah.
So I would have tried to bridge everyone together for the common sake of let's fuck up these guys that like to fuck things up. So I would have had Good, Bad, and Hungy and the Young Bucks together. And lose and been like, they're good, but they're not enough. We need somebody golden.
Okay.
And that's how you bring Ibushi in.
For Wembley.
Okay. Yeah. As much as I like the team of the Elite, they're 5. I'm at a 4 for this match too.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
What do you get in a Blackpool Combat Club match?
You get blood. Just brawling. A lot of hardcore.
I'm gonna drink your bones and I'm gonna eat your blood. Blah. Everybody
yeah.
fights everywhere.
Yeah.
And half the match is on the floor and you can't see shit. And there's 10 people, so the camera's gonna be nowhere on the important stuff. It's just gonna go bloop, 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 bloop. There's not gonna be no split screen, no 4 screen, no fucking golden eye layout, nothing. Buckets, nada, zilch.
Yeah.
The square root of Jack.
You're gonna miss half the match.
Yes.
Okay. And that's not on the
I
performers.
plan on getting high during the show, and even that's not going to help.
That's not on the performers. That's not on the story or the storytellers or storylines or anything. That's on AEW's terrible production.
No, it's also on the story on the performers because it's a 5-on-5 tag match. It's not Anarchy in the arena. It's not Stadium Stampede. There's no reason to blow out in the first fucking 5 minutes that you need one of these. No. This needs to be a wrestling match, and you're not going to get it because all they're going to do is beat the shit out of each other, and it's going to be hardcore nonsense. You're going to see 3 people blade on camera and give the whole fucking thing away. It's going to suck.
I can't believe you just pulled out a tamponi and put it on the camera. Wow. All right.
I'm the human Swiss Army knife, bro. I'm ready for anything.
I guess so. Help me, Chris. I'm shot. Help me. I'm dying. Here, stick this in the bullet hole. Thanks, Chris.
Now I can go play soccer with my friends. I
was coming, Elizabeth, but Chris had a tampon. You're going to have to wait.
It was beaded for my pleasure. This is another example where, to further the plot, I've got the Blackpool Combat Club winning this farce.
Why not? And wait a second. Danielson is not in this match?
No.
Why?
He's main eventing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Speaking of which, Bryan Danielson against Kazuchika Okada.
New Japan title. Right?
No.
No?
No, neither of them are
Just
champions.
Fighting Spirit?
Yes.
Okay.
The Bushido, all cranked up to 10.
Right. 8.
On paper, it's an 8.
On paper, it's an 8.
Yeah.
Their little promos, prepackaged promos were good enough.
Dude, the original promo Danielson cut during Dominion, where he's like, the Rainmaker's coming to the desert. And no rain here. Just a bunch of bullshit. I was like, okay, you got my attention.
Yeah.
This is the Danielson I've been waiting for.
I needed something else, though. And I don't know what. Just maybe another segment, maybe some sort of run-in or thing. Because it seems like I had to ask, Danielson's not in this match? Because it seems as though he's a little bit more focused on that than he is his singles match.
Yeah.
You know?
So here's the problem. And it's not so much a problem, and it might not be Okada's fault because his English is understandable enough.
Right.
I think you would have needed a promo from Okada in English that you could understand. Him reaching out to you through the television screen for 15 seconds to try to persuade you to give a fuck about him in a North American ring in a North American promotion. That's probably what you were missing.
Or him cutting a promo in Japanese and says somebody put fucking subtitles on there.
Tanahashi did it twice, and I still don't think it came across that it's that important because MJF keeps saying no.
It's Forbidden Door featuring wrestlers from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think if all of the wrestlers spoke Japanese and they all had subtitles, we'd be able to give them a pass.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not an excuse, man. Like, let him cut a fiery, passionate promo where you could read his body language, but then also read the subtitles. That's all you need.
You're assuming most of the AEW fan base can read. I mean,
those
as much as you want it to be like Ascanio, baka, 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 they won't know what the fuck that shit is. It's AEW fans.
Those wrestling fans will be very upset if they could read.
On paper, 8. It has a lot of room to exceed my expectation, and I'm looking forward to this match a lot.
Same.
This is the only pay-per-view probably in professional wrestling calendar all year total within WWE and AEW where, for the most part, you don't really need 4 weeks of build, 6 weeks of build, 3 promos from each person. This is the WWE All-Stars. This is the What If pay-per-view, the What If series from Marvel. It's like, oh, what if this guy wrestled this guy? That's basically all this is for.
Okay.
Because for the most part, if it goes anything off of last year, and I hate to say it, a lot of this is going to be inconsequential. There's not going to be a title that's going to change hands.
Yeah.
There's no one is going to be in a worse position leaving this pay-per-view than they were before they got there. Everything is still going to go in the direction that every character, whether New Japan or AEW, are going to go anyway. So this is basically just an exhibition.
Okay. Fair. That's
so
fair.
I'm tempering a lot of my expectations after my not so much mistake, but experiencing last year's show. I know what this is now.
Okay.
So
fair.
Which leads me to Orange Cassidy, Katsuyori Shibata, Zack Sabre Jr., Daniel Garcia, AEW International Title 4-way.
8. I kind of like what I saw on Wednesday. I wanted a little bit more of it. Zack Sabre and Orange seemed like they shouldn't work, but goddamn, it's brilliant. It worked. Daniel Garcia, I don't know what is his deal with the fucking dancing now, the gimmick now that he does, but I'm kind of digging it. It's kind of giving him another dimension to
character.
A little bit of character development. Okay, I kind of dig it.
He needs the sombrero.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right.
Daniel Garcia, I'm the hot tamale.
He doesn't need to go that way, but you know.
You know what would have made this match a little spicier?
What?
If every title was defended in this match. Yeah. Orange Cassidy is the AEW International Champion.
Right.
Katsuyori Shibata is the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. Zack Sabre Jr. is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Television Champion. So you pin a champion, you take their belt, and the match is over.
I could see why that doesn't work, though, because you can't really defend the Pure title in a gimmick as much as that. Like, that's a gimmick-ass match for the Pure Championship. Like, you can't know. Come on now.
Yeah, I kind of get it, I guess. Ooh, I saved that.
Yeah, that was close.
I'm at 8.
What do you got winning? And it's not for any title. Or is it just...
It's for Cassidy's belt.
Okay.
I
got Daniel Garcia winning.
It's time. They're making an attempt to make Orange Cassidy a star. He's overcome a lot of adversity, sometimes over-scripted or overbooked adversity to keep the title. Drop it.
To who?
Zack Sabre Jr.
Brilliant.
For the fact that he is not on American television is a bit of a disgrace.
And him having the international title would lend a little bit more credence to that gimmick of it being the...
He can defend it in New Japan. He can defend it at Rev Pro. He can defend it at ROW.
All that being said, I think that they would just give it to Garcia because it'd just be a lot easier for AEW to be able to control it than if they gave it to a New Japan guy.
But I think Garcia's still feuding with Shibata because he lost the ROH Pure title to Shibata.
Right.
So I don't think all of a sudden just swerving and giving him the other belt would make a lot of sense.
Well, who gives a shit about the ROH titles?
Tony Khan.
I don't even think he gives a shit.
Kenny Omega versus
All right.
Will Ospreay.
Moving on.
Raw rolls on. A match that is currently a match of the year candidate for New Japan Pro Wrestling, because we got this at Wrestle Kingdom, and Omega put the whooping on Ospreay and took the U.S. title in New Japan. So this is the rematch.
Man, 9.
What's keeping you from busting that nut?
The only reason why I'm at a 9 is because of all that you just said. It's a rematch for a match of the year contender. On paper, amazing. But I don't think a lot of my concerns about what's going on in the life of Kenny Omega revolves around his opponent. What's going on with Kenny Omega and the Elite is
Blackpool. This feels like DLC.
Yeah.
Right now it does. It didn't.
Yeah. This isn't canon. This is the what if.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have anything to do with Kenny and Punk, the Bucks and FTR, the Elite and the Brawl Out people. You know,
Elite and Blackpool storyline.
Yeah, and even then, Blackpool, I would rather Blackpool be doing something else. Yeah. I would rather Blackpool Combat Club not be a fucking bunch of brawling dudes and be what Claudio and American Dragon and Wheeler could be, which are technical fucking wizards, right?
And Saber, you've gone through Saber in there.
Well, yeah, but
remember the opening.
He's not in the Combat Club.
The opening promo that Bryan Danielson cut with Jon Moxley, he name dropped Daniel Garcia, he name dropped Wheeler Yuta, he name dropped Lee Moriarty, Claudio and Danielson with Yuta, Garcia, and Moriarty. You're building at least one pillar for the next 10 years of AEW. Yeah. Possibly 2.
And you're talking about technicality and technical wrestling and you're not talking about Moxley's version of the Blackpool Combat Club, which is what they're turning into being right now.
Yeah, it's more combat right now.
Yeah, it's just Blade and hardcore this and that, and it's nice to have Moxley in the Blackpool Combat Club to round them out, but they're not using him to round them out. They're using him as like
a rudder,
the kind of de facto leader, even though Dragon is kind of the leader, but not really. Dragon's more of the mouthpiece than he is anything else. And the one that actually leads them into battle and like, you need to wrestle my style is Moxley. And his style is, I'm tough. Look how tough I am. Yeah. Like, it's nothing to do with technicality. Yeah. So, yeah.
I am at a 9. Mostly just so that they can try their best to exceed an expectation, because the match that's on our list right now was 42 minutes that co-main evented the biggest show of the year for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and we both said it ourselves, that episode that we recorded, that match alone was better than any of our match of the year candidates from the year before. Mm-hmm. So those are big shoes to fill. And I don't want to set the expectation too high and let myself get disappointed. And in doing so, especially tarnish my opinion of the first match.
Especially for a match that, while all that stuff you just said is true, this particular match is kind of a nothing burger when it comes to the story.
Unless Ospreay takes the title back from Omega, which even then that puts him at 1-1. The rubber match comes back somewhere. So I don't want to say Ospreay's going to win, but it almost feels like it's going 1-1.
Okay.
I've got Ospreay winning.
Okay.
I'm not too confident on that, but I've got Ospreay winning.
Okay. I got Omega winning, just to be contrary.
Toni Storm was versus Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's title.
I'm at a 7. And I think that's mostly because I think it's obvious that Willow's not winning this. Willow got a title that she wasn't supposed to win. And I don't think she's going to get another title. On top of that.
I understand the situation at hand, but
don't get me wrong, I love Willow Nightingale. I love her. But I don't think anybody
nothing matters. Smile anyway.
Smile.
I get it.
Yeah.
As a fan of AEW, as a fan of New Japan, always trying their best to be relevant and stay on a positive trajectory, a part of me hurts that this isn't Sasha or Mercedes Moné against Toni Storm.
Okay.
That's probably what most fans would have wanted, if not every fan. You know, the fact that even though Willow does hold the New Japan women's title,
right?
She's an AEW star. She shows up on AEW once a week,
and that's
once every 2 weeks.
It's a title she's not supposed to have.
Yeah, it's associated with AEW, so this isn't. And the other part is, Stardom is having a show the same day, so they can't send people from Stardom to actually compete in this or do a 6-woman tag.
I didn't know that.
Or something like that. So there's this, the pickings were already slim to begin with. Mm-hmm. So even if Sasha was healthy, there's no actual guarantee that Sasha would be here as opposed to actually defending the title in Japan proper.
And now Willow's title's not on the line. It's just Tony's.
Tony's, yeah. I'm at a 7. Watching Willow wrestle live, and Toni Storm, dude, they're great. I can't find a flaw in them. And Willow's like the new version of Bayley, the new version of Kylie Ray with a little goth twist, kind of. You know, I like it. She's unique. I like Willow. And I've said it before. She's not your cookie cutter, typical diva Barbie cutout of a girl.
She got them cakes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm full of icing. So I'm at a 7. I will make the effort to watch this match. As much as I like Willow, I like Toni winning.
All right.
Because Tony's got the backup. They got the Outcast.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me where Saraya is. But other than that, I told you we had this roster cut. The first person I cut was Saraya. And I guess somebody did because she ain't there.
She's been gone.
I'm going to go grab a battery. Do you have any fucks to give for Sonata versus Jungle Boy?
This is for a title that Sonata has, correct? Yeah.
He is currently New Japan's world champ.
New Japan world champ.
Yeah.
All right. And Jungle Boy's getting a shot.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy's not winning this.
Of course not.
Sonata's winning it. 8. I mean, I like Jungle Boy. I don't love Jungle Boy. I liked Jungle Boy 3 years ago, and I thought at some point I was going to fall in love with him, and I still haven't. There's just
the rubber hasn't hit the road yet. There hasn't been that story, that feud. Yeah, you know.
And I don't know if there ever will be. I don't know if he's going to be a Ziggler forever, right?
They took too long to capitalize on the name recognition of him being Luke Perry's kid. And now that they're trying to do it, it's too fucking late. And it doesn't help that he has about as much personality as that wall.
Yeah. Well, this wall from down, not up. Yeah. Up, it has a little personality.
And then it gets spicier because apparently Sonata cut an interview with a Japanese news outlet going, really? Are you giving me Jungle Boy Jack Perry? This is an open challenge. I would figure the New Japan title carries more weight than AEW's world title. I expected actual competition.
God damn.
So bonus points for Sonata.
You know what?
And I agree with him. Yeah,
he ain't wrong.
You're not supposed to say it out loud the week of the show.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
I
damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. You keep talking.
Yeah. Aaron says he's lame. I'm guessing you're referring to Jungle Boy. Yeah.
She's seen a couple of shows with me, and
there's something about Jungle Boy that just hasn't taken off. The boy with his dinosaur thing was kind of cool for a mid-card tag team.
They should have pulled the trigger on Luchasaurus turning heel earlier, when that was still relevant, when that was still a thing.
And not do it twice and pretend like we forgot the first time.
Yeah.
And
And that's where Luchasaurus tells him, I'm gonna put you right next to your daddy. You're nothing. I was your father after he left. And now that I'm turning, you could have really.
He ain't your pappy. I'm your pappy.
That's when you pull that trigger 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Again, COVID didn't help much, but fuck. You could have done it.
Yeah, but the other thing too is, while it's kind of working for Orange, it's not working, or it didn't work for Jungle Boy. And I mean the camp. He's too campy. Wait, he still's coming out to the like, bro, get rid of that, dude. Their music they had before, the Jungle Express, it sounded kind of jungly, but it also sounded theatrical. Like it sounded like it carried weight to it, you know. All right, cool. And if you wanted to eventually drop the Jungle Boy part and just call him Jungle Jack Perry, that would have been a great evolution for him getting away from the boy part. Because right now, he's still Jungle Boy. He ain't Jungle Man.
And JR was fucking up on purpose because he was trying to get him to ditch that shit too. When he, because I was at that Corpus show, when Jungle Boy had the 10-minute challenge and he survived Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
You could have actually done something with that.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
1 2 3 Kid got one. He was Lightning Kid, but he became 1 2 3 Kid when he beat Razor Ramon. But what happened after that? He dropped Kid. He became X-Pac. Yeah, he was still a scrawny little
eventually. That was a couple of years.
Yeah, I know. After 6. I know, but that was the trajectory. He was still a scrawny little fuck, but people started taking him seriously because he adapted. Now, I'm not saying he was world championship material, but he was definitely intercontinental championship material.
And it helped that he made Bret Hart beat him. He was no slouch when he was facing Bret Hart as world champ at the time.
Yeah.
And that's that 1-2 punch of beating Razor and hanging with your world champ at the time gave him that push where you're like, all right, go.
That underdog baby face could have really worked for Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, whatever the fuck you want to call him, the same way how it worked for Sean Waltman, whatever iteration of Sean Waltman that he was before he turned into a sleazeball, which I liked the sleazeball because I liked the DX, right? I get a lot of people who said, oh, he had X-Pac heat, meant go away heat, but no, that was never for me, but I understand. I get that that's the lore, but when we're trying to compare this to Jungle Boy, if you had the magic wand to do it all over again, you would have done a lot of stuff that you probably did with Sean Waltman to be that underdog babyface that was maybe a little undersized, but goddamn, he's a good wrestler, you know, and put that on Jungle Boy, and you fumbled it. You fumbled it a lot of places. Some of it was the writing. Some of it is just on his lack of speaking skills and his lack of charisma.
He can't talk himself out of a speeding ticket.
No.
Yeah, he's bad. I'm at a 5 for the match, and that's all Sonata. And I've got Sonata winning this.
You know, that's fair.
MJF against Tanahashi for the AEW title.
Whoo, man. You said it earlier. Tanahashi is on the downward side of that bell curve.
Yeah.
I don't think that I want to see very much more of Tanahashi at all, period. Whether it's in New Japan or coming around for Forbidden Door.
Is he reaching Undertaker level for you?
He might be. I remember when we were first trying to dip our toes into the New Japan stuff, and we were still recording over at Travis's house, and we had Jaime come over to explain to us some of the New Japan stuff going on, and he explained to us that Tanahashi is Japanese John Cena, the super baby face that's never a bad guy. He's always doing what's right and this and that. And except he just doesn't suck the way Cena does. But their moveset, they're kind of, you know, toned down a little cookie cutter. But that's it. But hey, at least he still has like the high fly flow. So he still has something a little bit more flashy than Cena. But for the most part, he's Japanese Cena. But people in Japan actually respect him. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Japanese John Cena 5 years ago was already a little bit too much. Japanese John Cena, age him in COVID years to 2023, I don't know. You know,
he hugged himself during COVID because there were no fans and he wanted someone to hug. If that doesn't tell you that Japanese John Cena, I don't know what the fuck does. I can't hate Tanahashi, but I can respectfully decline it.
I mean, I'll tell you, I'd rather watch a Japanese John Cena than a Chinese John Cena, which is just John Cena speaking Mandarin. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a 6, and this is all MJF because right now MJF is at the top of my list of favorite wrestlers. Now, beforehand, it was just because of his character and his style. At one point, he was the polar opposite of Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, no charisma, but he was a pretty good wrestler. MJF can't really wrestle, but goddamn does he have a character.
Yeah.
Well, what has happened in the last year and a half, maybe even 2 years, is that Jungle Boy has stagnated and stayed where he has been, and MJF has grown in the areas that he was weak. That match with MJF and Adam Cole, baby, was so good, not just on MJF's or not just on Adam Cole's side, but also MJF's side. The 4 Pillars match, MJF did a damn good fucking job. The whole crux of Wardlow versus MJF and that feud from last year was that MJF had to keep, keeping him under his thumb and manipulating. Why? Because he wasn't a good wrestler, and that was his protection. And he was going to manipulate Wardlow and kind of pull the wool over his eyes and whatever because he didn't want to expose himself as being a bad wrestler. But now that motherfucker is a good wrestler. He's
great.
He's even a great wrestler. Yeah. He is good in the fucking ring, and he can beat you with a headlock takeover. Yeah. And so the thing that he was weak in, he improved upon. So right now,
MJF makes this match a 7.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite wrestler right now. Active duty wrestler. He's my favorite.
7. I got MJF winning.
I
don't think there's a lot of pressure. I believe the main of the match that's happening last is Omega Ospreay. So there isn't that pressure of ending the show with MJF.
Okay.
So, and besides, he could be that heel where it's like, you know what? I'm wrestling first so I can get the fuck out of Toronto because nothing good ever came out of Toronto. And just bounce. So,
all right.
Yeah. Overall, the whole shebang.
The Home of Gillicuddy. 8. I'm planning on watching this. But if something happens and I missed it, that kind of suck. But I'm not gonna pay $50 on my own to just watch it by myself.
Yeah.
I could catch up on the
I got a plan B for you if your plan A doesn't work.
Yeah,
I got you.
I could catch up somewhere else, and I can just look at Facebook and see what people say. Yeah. If people are like, oh my God, this one match you got to watch, then okay, I'll have to make the effort to maybe come over here with you and do our little plan B.
Yeah.
But if not, okay, sucks that I missed it, but whatever.
Whew. Before we go, we are smack dab in the middle of NXT's Gold Rush. I had Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins on the match of the week list earlier in the show. You've said you've had it on background the last week. Do you plan on at least having it in the background this week?
No.
Maybe watching a little of it?
No.
No?
I'm not. I'm not planning on it. Okay. If other people in the house are, well, then I guess I'm not playing Diablo that night.
Let me just tickle your pickle just a little bit.
Yeah. You're going to make a druid.
Carmelo Hayes against Baron Corbin for the NXT title.
He's not making a druid.
No? Okay. Tiffany Stratton against Thea Hale for the NXT women's title.
Okay, so I did watch.
Are you going to give her a Hale, yeah?
Oh, my God. Okay, so I did watch the pep rally bullshit. Yeah. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Of all the stupid fucking gimmicks I've seen in wrestling.
Chase U?
Chase U is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen in wrestling.
Not Ding and Dong, the Ding Dongs.
What? So they're a university,
yes,
where the professor is a wrestler,
yeah.
and they teach wrestling to wrestlers at
Younger
the developmental.
Yes.
So they're a college within a wrestling college, but nobody gets a diploma. But there's this one chick that they're all behind that they all really like, and she's wee bitty.
Yeah.
And
Just
she's
got out of high school. She's like 19.
And she's 19.
And she goes by Thea Hale.
And she's just like super bubbly.
Hell yeah.
Super bubbly and uppity and like, okay, Karen Jr. What's a Karen Jr.? I don't know. A Karina? What the fuck? Ashley with the GH, right? Yeah, okay. No, her name is Thea Hale. What? No. Oh my God. What the fuck is this?
So Chase U, they got some substitute teachers, and they have Drew Gulak and William Regal's kid.
Yeah.
And they're teaching Thea to actually grapple.
Yeah.
And that's how Thea got the number one contender spot.
And those two aren't really even sold on it either.
But
they're standing in the back talking shit.
But that segment where Tiffany came out and she said, "You're not going to make me tap." And then they got into a little tussle and Thea made her tap. Then Drew Gulak and Regal's kid like, okay, I see what we're doing here. And everybody's going nuts and they want to cheer Thea. Obviously, the girl's going to lose. There's no way she's winning it.
Aaron says, "Why do you hate bubbly?"
A little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly. I don't know.
Nathan Frazier against Dragon Lee for the Heritage Cup. That's British rules. 6 3-minute rounds with a minute break in between. And the person that has the most falls, a fall ends the round early. And if you have like the first one to 3 falls, I think I haven't seen that many of these. But Dragon Lee and fucking Nathan Frazier.
Instead of taking 3 1-minute breaks, can we just like lop off 3 minutes at the end and just get this over with so I can get back to fucking farming my gems and jewels and see if I could get a better hat for my necromancer?
Inafe and Blade finally get a tag shot against Gallus. Joe
Did
Corfy
you just read me
and
off
Wolfgang.
a menu from a restaurant
From
in New
Nobu.
Orleans? What the fuck? Yes, I'll have a Gallus with the side of Inafe. Please make sure it's medium rare.
Dirty?
What?
Dirty or Cajun?
Sure. Get the fuck out of here.
Kiana James against Gigi Dolan.
I can't boo that ass. Can't boo that ass.
Kiana's got some fenders on her too.
Fenders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Fenders.
Yeah. Just want to take her on the track and go for a couple laps. You know what I mean?
You said fenders. That's a new one for me.
She beeps when she goes backwards, bro. I'm telling you, it's that big. Mm-hmm. You can put a license plate with 7 characters on it. You can put the Euro plates, the long rectangles, and there's still room. I'm trying to get you in the top gear. I'm throwing all these car references at you. All you're doing is giggling.
Oh my god. Oh god.
That's NXT. Week 2 of Go Rush.
I wonder if Aaron's gonna have anything to say about that.
I'm sure I'll get the text when we're done recording.
Yes. Fenders. Jesus Christ. All right. That's the end of NXT.
That's the end of everything, unless
Okay.
you got something to chime in with before we go.
Not right now.
Not right now?
Not right now.
Later?
Maybe later.
You want to come back next week and do this again? Next week is Money in the Bank in London.
Yeah. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yes,
Why not?
great.
Yeah. Because we could talk about what happened at Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
And then we could also talk about Money in the Bank.
So as a tease, before we go, try your best and explain to me how all of a sudden, I want to say almost overnight, no pun intended, LA Knight became the most over person on WWE Raw. How? Tell me, help me.
So I don't,
because these are filthy casuals that are watching this. They have most of that audience has no idea about LA Knight's run in NXT. A smidgen of that audience even knows Eli Drake existed in Impact.
Yeah.
And he's doing the exact same shtick he's done for almost 10 years. But suddenly now, he's like, whew. He's everyone's pick to win Money in the Bank. How?
I'm not sure if I could explain how, but I think it's about damn time.
Definitely. He's in his 40s, I think.
Is he?
Early 40s.
Okay.
So if you don't pull the trigger now,
you ain't never going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think this has been one of those things where it's like the tea kettle's been sitting on the stove for a while, and it's like, it's percolating, it's coming, and there's some people that are like, yeah, and there's some
dummy.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's starting, but it's not quite there yet, and then for whatever reason you turned away from the tea kettle, you walked on over to the drawer to go get like a spoon or something.
L.A. Night.
Yeah, and there it goes. Like, oh, okay, it finally did it. It did the thing. Cool. I'm glad it finally did the thing. Yeah. I don't know why it was that particular second, but hey, we're here. Good. Let's pour the tea. Yeah.
Well, we'll spill the tea next week.
Okay.
That's it, man.
That's it. Oh, God. Oh, I'm tired. All right.
Any longer, and I have to pee in one of these bottles.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Oh, man.